Alright, you and I are looking at a supposedly normal school. Freshmen start with 100,000 points and private dorms. Classes are totally optional. The teachers look like models, and honestly, nobody cares if you actually study. You can chat, play games, read manga, or just sleep. Once that bell rings, everybody instantly clears out. No skipping allowed though. But even on a fully closed campus, the entertainment options are absolutely insane. Manga cafes, designer shops, movie theaters, you name it. With 100 grand in your pocket, life is good. You live large. Every single day feels like an absolute vacation. Put it this way. Everything you could ever want, this place has it. But here is the massive red flag. How does a school this insanely generous guarantee a 100% college placement rate? Pure luck. Our main guy, Lou, notices something totally off right away. 25 students per class, 4 classes per grade. That is 300 students total. At 100,000 a month, that is 360 million a year. Even the National Treasury would go broke funding that. So while other guys flex consoles and girls empty racks, Lou keeps his spending strictly rational. And the only other person buying heavily discounted items, his desk mate. A cold, absolutely ruthless tsundere named Yin. We will call her Unhappy. And just like that, month 1 vanishes. Lou still has over 80 grand sitting in his account. But the rest of his slacker class, they partied hard. After blowing their cash, most are down to literally 2 decimal places. Naturally, they are begging for the monthly refill. But here is the twist. The first of the month rolls around, and the new points never drop. So, one student finally cracks and asks the homeroom teacher what is going on. Her response? Absolute mockery. Turns out, this academy runs on a brutal S-rank merit evaluation system. Simply put, every class starts with 1,000 points. 1 class point equals 100 private points. Next, the system grades every single student in real time to calculate payouts. And this trash class, late nearly 100 times. Chatting and sleeping in class, 390 times. Added up, and their balance was wiped. 0 payout. Even the teacher is blown away. They managed to drain 1,000 points in a single month. After that bombshell, the whole class completely freezes. With literally pennies left in their accounts, they will be eating pure dirt this month. But the teacher throws them a lifeline. If they want those points back, there is exactly one way out. The upcoming midterm exams. Depending on their scores, they can earn up to 100 class points back. Here's where you and I need to pay attention. If they pass and outscore Class C, they can literally steal their rank. But there is a catch. If even one person fails, they get expelled and drag the entire class down with them. Death sentence issued. Driven mad by poverty, everyone panics. Guys start selling their game consoles at insane discounts. Others try begging the top students for point loans. And the slightly smarter ones? They start aggressively cramming in secret. Meanwhile, our icy tsundere Unhappy is absolutely losing it because she refuses to accept this reality. Being stuck in the trash tier class, her ultimate goal is Class A. But if a single slacker fails, she goes down with them. So at lunch, she drops serious cash to buy Lou a massive, expensive meal. She stares him down. The second he takes a bite, she instantly cuts to the chase with her demand. She wants our guy to convince the 3 absolute worst students in class to join her private study group. You cannot uneat a free lunch. Lou has no choice but to help out. But to literally nobody's surprise, those 3 have 0 interest in studying. They practically laugh in his face at the entire concept of tutoring. With 0 options left, Lou seeks out the ultimate social butterfly of the class, the sweet blonde girl. Sure enough, she instantly recruits the 3 slackers. Unfortunately, this hard-carry study group totally implodes on day 1. Because Unhappy acts insanely superior. Her constant toxic insults push the red-haired guy to slam the table and walk out. Hey, slackers have pride too, you know. Later that night, Lou heads out to grab some late-night food. He unexpectedly spots Unhappy trapped in a dark alley. Some guy has her completely pinned against the wall. Now, you and I know perfect students are common here. But a guy whose entrance exams and pop quizzes are perfectly locked at exactly 50 points. Not a single point higher. He is absolutely hiding his true power. Or rather, manipulating the system. Raised under the crushing pressure of his politician father, he mastered every skill imaginable. Academics, fine arts, martial arts, manipulation. Things that would normally take a person multiple lifetimes to truly perfect. He stayed hidden for 10 years, mastering absolutely everything. Our genius main character is basically a walking cheat code, yet he purposely gets sorted into the school's absolute worst class. Why? Because he knows playing the weakling to crush the strong is the ultimate survival tactic. But right after school starts, he immediately notices something is totally off. First, he bumps into the icy tsundere girl from his class being pinned to a wall by an upperclassman. She is literally sweating out of pure fear. Seeing the guy about to strike her, our MC steps in. "Are you serious right now?" He tells him to let her go. Turns out, this bully is her older brother. And not just any brother. He is a top-tier genius in Class A and the absolute ruler here, the student council president. But he has always seen his sister as nothing but total trash, and her landing in the bottom-tier class, it makes him lose serious face. So he is trying to force her to drop out. The MC finally lets go, but the president throws a massive surprise attack. A flurry of blows, and our guy dodges every single one effortlessly. Obviously, he is a trained martial artist. But he immediately snaps back into his average guy persona. Martial arts? Nah. He claims he learned those sick evasion moves just from practicing calligraphy. Yeah, right? A calligraphy master dodging punches? Whatever you say, man. But hey, he is the main character. He makes the rules. Seeing this, the president backs off and leaves. But the class's biggest hurdle is approaching fast. The dreaded midterm exams are here. Because if you cannot pass this test, you are getting permanently expelled. Plus, most of the class will straight up starve. To survive here, you need pure strength, and to eat, you need to earn points. Test scores are the ultimate proof of strength, but this class has totally average grades, plus a trio of absolute failures dragging them down. These guys are stubborn. Even when the tsundere girl offers to tutor them, they flat out refuse to study. To pull off a comeback in this mess, our mastermind has to step up. So, the very next day, the tsundere girl tracks down the spiky-haired guy, even when our MC couldn't convince this total meathead to study. She somehow hits his exact weak spot, and then she whips out her ultimate study notes. While Spiky Hair stands there completely stunned, she claims she is only doing it for herself. Meanwhile, our MC meets up with the blonde social butterfly. Using her as the perfect tool, he finds a completely broke senior. He sets a trap using cold, hard cash and her obvious physical charm. And boom! He successfully buys last year's midterm answer sheet. I mean, who could possibly refuse a free, delicious meal? A totally free feast is impossible to pass up. Even if the questions change, the core topics will definitely match. Grinding those exact subjects guarantees a massive score boost. But to avoid anyone getting caught for cheating, he has the blonde girl pass out the test answers just one day before the exam for extreme cramming. And to keep his low-profile, pig-playing persona intact, he makes her lie and say she got the papers all by herself. This skyrockets her popularity instantly. As soon as the tests are handed out, the classmates look at her like she's literally glowing. Like an absolute angel descending from above. After this insanely smooth operation, the results drop a few days later. The whole class crushes it. Everyone makes a perfect comeback, leaving even the homeroom teacher totally shocked. But this school only cares about results, completely ignoring the process. Yet, just as everyone is celebrating their massive victory, the teacher swings right back with a massive reality check. Seriously, the tension in this room is suffocating right now. Yep, because the class average skyrocketed so high, the original passing score of 30 points was suddenly raised to 40 points. Even though the tsundere girl purposely bombed her test to lower the average, Spiky Hair is still short by exactly one single point. He is out. The teacher hands down the final death sentence. Our guy made one major miscalculation. He boosted their scores but forgot to curve the passing grade for the weakest link. Now, this class will never reach the top. But right as everyone falls into pure despair, the mastermind activates his cheat codes again. Alright, you and I need to remember how crazy this school is. 100% college acceptance rate worldwide. Plus, new students get 100,000 points the second they enroll. Points equal cash, spendable anywhere. And if your grades are good, you get infinite points for life. But karma always comes knocking. If you are a bad student, well, sorry about your luck. Missing the passing mark by even one single point gets you instantly expelled. That is just how this place operates. A totally ruthless, merit-based education system. But the school never, ever expected their perfect little rulebook to backfire like this. It is getting completely played by a freshman. This guy must be out of his mind, because he is actually trying to buy a test point directly from the teacher. Let's break this down. Even though our genius was pulling the strings in the shadows to boost everyone's midterms, you just cannot carry dead weight on a mission. And wow, this spiky-haired teammate was way too dense to carry. So our MC steps up, spending his own cash to save his foolish teammate. When the teacher hears this offer, "Alright, you and I are witnessing pure madness." The teacher laughs, "I am teaching, why talk money?" But our main character says, This specific move? It is exactly the rule you taught us on the very first day. So this is totally by the book. Hearing this, the teacher laughs out loud, calling him a total bug abuser. But who is this guy? He is the main character, obviously. So about those 100,000 points, our MC only has 60,000 saved up right now. Far from enough. And the slackers? Surviving entirely on the school's free handouts. Right then, the tsundere girl steps up to help. Turns out, she has serious savings too. They pool their points together, and it is more than enough. The teacher, just looking for an out, has to fold. Just like that, the storm clears and Spiky Bro feels alive again. After school, everyone crashes at the MC's room to celebrate their survival. When asked how they did it, our guy plays dumb again. Keeping it super low profile, he hands all the credit to her. He claims she talked the school into it. Plus, he knew his teammates would bomb their English exams. So he totally tanked his own test to lower the passing grade. A literal god-tier move saving everyone. Suddenly, the tsundere girl is basically a goddess. She instantly wins over all the failing students. Even Spiky Bro, who always hated her, almost sheds a manly tear. But watching this scene unfold makes the sweet, popular blonde girl incredibly jealous. Before the party even wraps up, she makes a quick excuse about her mom calling and dips out early. Meanwhile, the MC notices she left her phone behind and chases after her. But weirdly, the girl's dorm is upstairs. Yet the elevator goes down to the first floor. He curiously follows. What he does not expect is that this little bit of curiosity is about to uncover an earth-shattering secret. Just a string of absolute, unhinged rage, pure madness spilling out in the dark. Complaining about everything and everyone. The sweet act is completely gone. Our MC is totally busted, but he does not even try hiding. Just calmly offers her phone back. Her true colors exposed, the blonde completely snaps. The gentle. She threatens to ruin him if he breathes a word. And honestly, this is our MC's first time getting blackmailed. He's a rookie at this, but hey, he's the MC. He isn't scared at all. But what the blonde does next? Absolutely shocking. She grabs his hand, and bam, presses it right against her own chest. Oh boy, our mastermind is completely frozen. I am seriously suspicious here. Is she just forcing her way into his harem? Either way, our MC helplessly agrees to her terms. Secret safely secured, she spins around and instantly switches back to her innocent, sweet girl persona. Gotta admit, you and I are probably weirded out right now. But wait, think she's the only two-faced student? Not even close. And just 2 days after that whole crisis cooled down, a massive new problem drops. This might be the absolute worst class, but it's hiding some real monsters. We've got our totally hidden genius MC, and a fiercely brilliant tsundere who hates literally everyone. Plus the blonde who's sweet by day and terrifying by night. And now, another invisible student steps up. Turns out she's a massive online star. Our guy just paid 100 grand saving a classmate, and boom, disaster strikes. Their teacher announces that allowance points are getting delayed. Why? Because a certain student messed up. Class C filed a report claiming our basketball hothead assaulted their players. He screams it was just self-defense. But honestly, his own classmates don't buy it. Between his arrogant attitude and his totally explosive, violent temper. Some even claim he just looks like a total thug. But hey, anyone with a brain can see the truth. This is an obvious setup. I mean, no matter how strong he is, taking down 3 athletes at once, without taking a single scratch, no way. And the enemy's goal here is crystal clear. Keep Class D at the bottom. If anyone gets expelled, the whole class is permanently banned from ranking up. And right now, Class C is their biggest rival. So our hot-headed, simple-minded basketball player was naturally the perfect, easy target. Alright, stick with me here. Lu Shen is losing his mind, forced to sign, facing absolute expulsion. Their 100 grand, basically gone. Classic useless teammates, right? But Blondie steps up, organizing the squad. Lu Shen officially joins the investigation team. With the public school trial just a week away, finding hard evidence is literally their only hope. They need to prove his innocence. But shocker, they turn up absolutely nothing. Cut to that night, the team is completely hitting a brick wall. Suddenly, the tsundere girl bursts in, and then she drops some absolute gibberish on them. Just a total avalanche of confusing words. But basically, she is piecing together a massive clue they all completely missed. Turns out, back at the class meeting, she noticed something. When Blondie suggested helping earring guy, everyone was staring right at him. Except for pink hair in the corner. Her eyes were darting everywhere, clearly hiding some heavy secret. Hearing this, Blondie immediately spams her with calls. But Xiao Ai? She absolutely refuses to pick up. So the next day, Blondie literally corners her right outside the bathroom. He goes full interrogation mode, grabbing her hands. Socially anxious Xiao A completely panics. "It wasn't me, stop talking," she screams, before sprinting away at lightning speed. She is desperate to hide her true self, but running just proves she is guilty. By nightfall, she is hiding in the bathroom, shaking. Turns out her social anxiety is off the charts, stuttering with everyone. But she actually has a super secret hobby. She loves posting cute selfies online. But sadly, that move attracted a completely psychotic stalker to her page. Not just spamming disgusting comments, either. Even worse, sending a massive box stuffed with creepy hidden camera photos. Our girl's mental state completely shatters. But the nightmare is just starting. By the very next day, he is tracking her. He tails her all the way, trapping her deep in an alley. One look at this guy. Absolute peak creep. Panicking, Xiao Ai instantly dials for help. But the call drops before she can even speak. She is completely trapped. Could anyone possibly reach her in time? Just as she is violently shoved down in total despair, boom. Lu Shen arrives. Dropping from the sky like an absolute boss. Looking legendary. The creep actually tries to make up an excuse. But Lu Shen, he just calmly points up right at the security camera, completely shutting down the guy's lies. The stalker realizes he's busted and instantly bolts. But Lu Shen is 10 steps ahead. He already called the cops. The creep gets dragged away. And just like that, Lu Shen's quick thinking saves the day. Xiao A finally breathes. Thanks to Lu Shen's surprisingly gentle approach, she finally gathers her courage. She's going to testify for Earring Guy. And now, you and I are heading straight into the courtroom. The student council president officially starts the trial. The tension in the room is instantly explosive. Xiao AI presents her evidence, but those photos only prove his location. It does not prove Earring Guy was acting in self-defense. The opposing teacher starts pushing his buttons, completely triggering him. He stands up and starts unleashing an absolute screaming match, which just proves to everyone he is a violently unhinged guy. At this point, real evidence does not even matter anymore. So naturally, it is time to start playing incredibly dirty. Lu Shen, the absolute master of behind-the-scenes manipulation, suddenly snaps. He pulls out the most insane distraction tactic ever. Our tsundere girl is forced into action. She finally shakes off her deep, DNA-level terror of the student council president. She gets her groove back and goes full hardcore debate mode. She starts ruthlessly tearing apart every single flaw, pointing out every single unreasonable detail. But without hard proof, both sides are completely locked in a tense stalemate. The council decides to delay the trial by exactly 1 day. The president just wants to test this bold freshman. What kind of ultimate move can he pull off? Little do they know, Lu Shen is already scheming in the shadows. You know the absolute best strategy in a game of deception? Go full drama queen and completely flip the script. Forget fighting fair, or an eye for an eye. Whatever it takes, they are fighting pure poison with deadly poison. To clear his teammate's name, Lu Shen brings his first wife, his classmate, the tsundere girl. They head straight back to the original crime scene. The school demands hard evidence by 4 p.m. to flip the verdict. Otherwise, his teammate is expelled, and their entire class is finished. The tsundere girl is literally sweating bullets in panic. But Lu Shen, he just casually shrugs. If only we had a security camera here, this would be so easy. Hearing this, a light bulb instantly goes off in her head. She just came up with an absolutely flawless, watertight plan. A total masterstroke. First, they track down Class B's filthy rich beauty, borrowing some tech to rig 2 hidden cameras. Next step, they use their own class idol to completely bait the 3 culprits from Class C right back to the scene. Now watch this. Those 3 idiots thought they were scoring a dreamy date, but suddenly, the goddess is nowhere to be found. Alright, you and I are about to witness a god-tier psychological combo. First, he takes the moral high ground, politely asking them to confess to framing spiky hair. But the trio plays dumb, denying everything. Then, just as they try to leave, tsundere girl blocks their exit. A perfect tag team trap. They shift the trio's attention straight to a security camera. Of course, our duo just installed it. The clueless trio panics completely because the framing was totally real. Seeing them fall into the trap, God Lu starts applying the pressure. He casually mentions that if the footage leaks, it won't just be a simple schoolyard fight anymore. It becomes deliberate, malicious framing. Plus the severe crime of deceiving the school. That means expulsion. But the green-haired mini-boss isn't completely stupid. He snaps back. If you actually had a video, why not just give it to the student council? Why come warn us? God Lu doesn't even blink. He smoothly continues his threat, claiming the school has already seen through their lies. The only reason they haven't exposed the video, they want to test the students' problem-solving skills. If they wait for the school to act, everyone gets expelled. Mutual destruction. Game over. Hearing this, the red-haired guy's mind completely shatters. He screams about confessing for leniency, his eyes darting in pure panic. God Lu immediately drops the final bait, reeling them in without breaking a single sweat. Catching her teammate's cue, tsundere girl fires her own verbal shot. She offers them a sweet deal, drop the complaint, and everyone walks away completely clean. Green hair tries to resist, wanting to consult their shadow boss, but tsundere girl immediately shuts that down. He rages in silence. He doesn't dare throw a punch on camera. His defense crumbles completely to dust. They agree to drop the charges, an absolute flawless comeback for our duo. Meanwhile, after the crisis clears, those three lackeys still couldn't escape a brutal beating from their mastermind boss. At the same time, seeing God Lu win without a fight, the student council president decides to recruit him. Recognizing sheer talent, he invites Lu to the council, but God Lu brushes him off, claiming he's just a nobody. He gives all the credit to tsundere girl and simply walks away. Simultaneously, the homeroom teacher, who sees through everything, corners tsundere girl. She gently reminds her that to reach Class A, she needs to conquer God Lu first. Now, here's where you and I need to pay attention. Why is God Lu hiding his true strength? Why hint at a fake camera and use her to fix everything? She decides to interrogate him about his identity and what his real goal is. But right then, God Lu shows a terrifying, dead-eyed glare. He delivers a chilling warning that tells her to back off immediately. How insane is this school? Worried the students are bored, they just rent a massive cruise ship for everyone. A completely spontaneous vacation. And this ship has high-end restaurants and a luxury theater. A relaxing spa, plus a giant pool for some serious fan service. But the best part? It is all completely free. Absolute total madness. We are talking paradise-level luxury here. The girls immediately start a shopping spree, a free-for-all grab, plus some wild swimsuit moments. As for the guys, sure enough, a man's happiness is incredibly simple and slightly vulgar. The girls go wild while the guys just stare. Blue sea, bright sky, and a sunny beach. Bikini girls everywhere. The single guys are pumped with pure adrenaline. First up is Ike, ruthless, few words. He stands up, declaring he will confess to the popular girl. But facing a top-tier manipulator, he gets crushed instantly. Forget it, he begs for mercy, completely giving up on his big romantic plan. Just begging them not to destroy him completely. Next up is Loudmouth, spiky hair. Ever since his goddess saved him back in that wild brawl, he has been totally devoted to tsundere girl. After asking God Lu for her name, he wants some action too. Wait, he's just asking for the right to use her first name. Bro, you didn't even know it. Fake fan. Finally, there is one guy left who literally conquers himself using pure imagination alone. Hilarious. Only God Lu knows the truth. Romance only slows down your sword. But wait, there is one more weirdo approaching. You and I thought that was crazy? Nah. Enter Class C's boss Ryuin, practically begging for destruction. He is the mastermind who framed our loudmouth, only to get outsmarted by the tsundere girl. Now, he confronts her. The guy actually starts talking about building a harem. He snaps a photo right in her face, and worse, he tries to harass the main girl right in front of our main character. Seriously, man, do you want to die? Even his own crew cannot stand the blatant disrespect. The short-haired girl steps up, ready to knock this scumbag out. Too bad his massive enforcer grabs her instantly and throws her aside. But what our main duo does not realize yet? This entire confrontation is just a calculated act for the upcoming exam. Meanwhile, let us check on the love-struck girls. First up, our famous pink-haired idol. Ever since our main character played the hero and saved her, she has been completely smitten. Beautiful weather, birds singing in the background. It is the absolute perfect moment for a romantic confession. So good. Her heart is absolutely pounding away right now. But right as she shoots her shot, the popular two-faced girl suddenly interrupts. The pink-haired idol instantly panics and retreats. Now it is time for the popular girl to make her move. She plays innocent, acting like the prey to trap her hunter. But just as our guy tries to head back to sleep, her mask drops. She flips to her terrifying dark side. She pins him against the wall, demanding to know if he is secretly guarding against her. And our absolute madman, he just nods. Completely honest. Not a single lie. The popular girl is completely stunned into silence, eventually walking away in pure frustration. Seriously, dude, are you allergic to girls? Even our guy is lying in bed confused. He just wants a normal school life. Why is everyone forcing a romance plot? Anyway, after perfectly dodging all the romantic tension, our guy gets called out. His homeroom teacher calls him out. And no, she is definitely not here for romance. She is here to strike a serious deal. Turns out, a mysterious man contacted the school days ago, demanding our hero be expelled. The administration is holding off for now. But the teacher uses this exact threat to blackmail him. She demands he use his real skills to push Class D to the top. If he cooperates, she will protect him. She already knows he was the true mastermind behind that recent framing incident. The tsundere girl took the credit, but he pulled all the strings from the shadows. Yet, our guy coldly rejects her offer. Facing his teacher's massive threat, our guy literally just shrugs it off. Classic. The very next day, an announcement calls everyone to the deck. They are approaching a genuinely gorgeous, totally deserted island. Everyone is hyped for a perfect tropical vacation, but they have absolutely no idea what is actually waiting for them. It is a brutal 7-day survival war with zero equipment. Class A's bald leader starts mapping terrain, while Ryuin begins his twisted schemes. Listen, you and I both know this is about to get insane. Imagine trying to survive without your phone or food for days. Could you handle it? I have no idea if these spoiled high schoolers can take the heat, because they were just dumped onto this deserted island. 1 second, they are living the luxury cruise dream. The rich academy giving out free vacations? Yeah, right? The next second, they literally abandon everyone in the wild. They call it a special exam. Just like that, all their luxury is stripped away. And the rules? Super simple. No phones, no supplies. Their only gear is 2 giant tents and a couple of flashlights. Throw in a box of matches, and they are completely on their own for a full week. It is a brutal wilderness survival game. Every class starts with a base point allowance to buy crucial food and necessities. On top of that, each class gets a special keycard. They use it to capture designated bases hidden around the island. One person must hold this card. Claiming a spot earns 30 points. But here is the real twist waiting at the end of the week. If you guess another class's card holder, you steal 50 points. Guess wrong, and you lose 50 points instead. Getting exposed costs you 50 points too. Plus, heavy penalties apply for injuries, fighting, or missing the final roll call. Break the rules, you lose points. The class with the highest score at the end wins big. We are talking massive monthly allowances. 100,000 points per person. Plus, any points saved during this exam roll over as extra cash. For the absolute losers of Class D, honestly, calling them underdogs is a compliment. This is the ultimate wake-up call. Can they finally bounce back from a semester of being broke? It all comes down to this exact moment. Class D immediately scrambles into survival mode. First step, split up, search the woods, and find a solid spot for their base camp. Our main character teams up with the pretty boy and the pink-haired idol. Together, they head out to scout the terrain. But almost instantly, the pretty boy completely loses his mind, literally frolicking around like a wild monkey in the jungle. Ha 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 ha. Oh man. If you didn't know better, you'd think he's some martial arts master. Pretty boy flew through the trees while our duo chased, quickly losing track. But hey, they stumbled onto a hidden cave. The girl almost walked right in, but Lu Xun quickly yanked her back into the bushes. Turns out, the big boss of Class A, let's just call him Bald Guy, walked out holding a green keycard. Obviously, he's the keycard holder for Class A. Lu Xun didn't want to alert him, but come on, look at that shiny head. You just know this guy is dangerous. And yep, he immediately noticed something moving in the tall grass. So, waiting until Baldy finally left, Lu Xun safely let go of the girl. They sneaked into the cave next. Just as expected, it was a base camp, already completely claimed by Class A. When our duo returned to the group, someone actually brought some really good news. They found an empty base camp. And it's an absolutely perfect camping spot. Super close to the river, meaning they can save at least 50 points on water. Now that they have a base, they need to pick their keycard holder. As the absolute top-tier class rep, Ping Tian volunteered immediately. But Popular Girl pointed out that the class rep is way too obvious of a target. They needed someone else. So, after a quick group vote, the card went to someone low-key but incredibly capable. Yep, tsundere Girl took the job. Anything to help her class rank up to Class A. She instantly agreed. The whole class formed a human shield so tsundere Girl could secretly swipe the card. Next up, the boys handled the heavy lifting. Building fires, pitching tents, catching fish. The girls, they foraged for fresh fruit and veggies. Everything was clicking perfectly. It looked like smooth sailing, but happiness rarely lasts 3 seconds here. Soon, the class started arguing about taking in a refugee from Class C. You see, while Lu Xun was gathering firewood earlier, he stumbled upon gray-haired girl, looking injured and completely alone. The second he noticed the dirt on her hands, he knew it was a total trap. So, he played right into it, bringing her straight back to their camp. Sure, there's fierce competition between classes, but Class D is full of soft-hearted pushovers, so they all decided to let her stay. Popular Girl even handed her some food. But suddenly, absolute disaster struck, plunging Class D straight into a nightmare. Remember that missing pretty boy? He literally swam all the way back to the cruise ship, claiming he was tired. Time to relax. Good grief, there is nothing worse than a terrible teammate on a survival mission. Class D instantly lost 30 points for absolutely nothing. Just like that, day 2 arrived. Lu Shen volunteered to go scout the island, bringing tsundere Girl along for the ride. After being threatened by the Black Tights teacher, Lu Shen seriously couldn't slack off anymore. First stop, the Allied Class B base camp. Talk about a massive reality check. The difference was insane. Class B was visibly living the absolute good life. Right next to a waterfall, they had a cooking stove, barbecue, even a happy little swing. Total Zen survival mode. Funny enough, Class B also took in a student kicked out from Class C. But you think Class B is rich? Nope. It gets way better. Just check out Class C, barbecues, sunny beaches, and plenty of cute girls. They even had a yacht, for crying out loud. Total luxury vacation mode. Tsundere Girl took one look and realized they blew through all their points in a single day. And Class C's boss, Long Yuan, he acted like he didn't care. He had plenty of cash. So these exam points meant absolutely nothing to him. In other words, Class C basically quit the exam to enjoy a vacation. But here's the real question. Are they actually giving up? What exactly is that pretty boy planning? And what dirty tricks will that Class C girl pull? This is one twisted final exam. Dumping students on a deserted Pacific island, 2 starter tents, scrounging for gear, and fighting to secure basic survival supplies. Plus, it's a brutal base defense war between classes. Most importantly, you gotta watch out for creeps stealing panties. Is the world this crazy? Alright, you and I are diving in. I'm your host, Kaka-chan, eating games and playing takeout. To win, you gotta know your enemy. Our main duo decided to go scouting. First up, Allied Class B. Their survival setup is basically just like Class D's. Just a whole lot fancier. They're out here cautiously saving points, working together to secure that big win. But Class C? Total opposite. They blew through all their points on day 1, while everyone else is fighting hard. They straight up went AFK to throw a massive pool party. Looks amazing, but honestly, what a total joke. This absolute wild flex left our duo completely speechless. But when Lu Shen spotted the walkie-talkie and Long Yuan's arrogant, highly confident smirk, and remembered, Class B also took in a kicked-out Class C student, it clicked. Lu Shen instantly figured it all out. It was all a calculated trap. But wait, what about Class A? The absolute strongest group on this entire island. They hid their base in a cave behind a curtain, complete with 24/7 security at the door. Alright, you and I both know that screams suspicious, so tsundere Girl decided to confront them head-on. But the bald guy and his goons aggressively forced her back. Yep, welcome to Survival Day 4. Class A's beach was totally deserted. They retreated to the ship, but our MC knew the real battle had just begun. Then on day 5, Class D completely blew up bright and early. Turns out the class rep's girlfriend had her panties stolen. Oh boy, the rep is getting played. The girls instantly blamed the guys. They demanded a full strip search right there. The boys denied it, but being the perfect class rep, Hirata offered to do the pat-downs himself. To prove their innocence, the guys were forced to line up. Meanwhile, Ike, who had just been screaming his innocence, was now staring at his bag in sheer terror. Spotting his panic, his buddy jumped into full gossip mode. Wait, no way. The two fiercely wrestled over the bag. And you will not believe what popped out. They actually pulled out the legendary pink evidence. Ike immediately started screaming, begging to explain. His friends weren't buying it at all. But our MC actually believed him. After all, anyone with a brain wouldn't be dumb enough to hide the stolen goods inside their own bag, right? The search line was closing in on Ike fast, but who knew this guy had absolutely zero morals? He blindly shoved the stolen item straight into MC's hands. What an absolute disaster. Panicking, MC stuffed it right into his pocket, shut his eyes, and braced for social execution. But then, hold up. What in the world just happened? Surprisingly, the class rep totally covered for him. Later, MC asked why he didn't expose him right there. The rep simply trusted him. MC knew it was deeper than that. Plus, the rep kept the item himself. Only this way could he avoid public humiliation and keep the entire class from tearing itself apart. He even asked MC to team up and catch the real culprit. Stick with me, because after this, The girls and boys completely turn on each other. The girls demanded a strict boundary line zero contact. They forced the guys to move across the river. The job of moving tents into the girls' zone fell to the rep and our completely invisible, harmless-looking MC. Fast forward to the evening. MC finally finished setting up the tents. Tsundere girl pulled him aside to figure out their next strategic move. But MC grabbed her and felt her forehead, instantly exposing her massive secret. Turns out, since the cruise, MC knew she was hiding a brutal fever. If anyone drops out now, the whole class loses crucial points. So she silently pushed through 5 grueling days. With only 2 days left, giving up was not an option. But of course, disaster struck anyway. While they were out catching fish for their evening dinner, MC randomly asked to see the green key card. He wanted to double-check if the one the bald guy held was actually legit. While MC was inspecting it, an absolute idiot of a teammate did the unthinkable. He slapped a massive handful of mud right onto tsundere girl's head. "Bro, do you want to die?" This girl takes zero disrespect. She instantly slammed him down. Beautiful. Honestly, if MC hadn't stepped in, that dude would have been completely destroyed. Covered in mud, she angrily stormed off to wash up alone. But that extra stress made her fever spike drastically. And the real nightmare? It hadn't even started yet. After washing up, she dragged MC deep into the woods with a terrifyingly serious look on her face. Then she dropped the absolute bomb. The card is gone. She completely suspected the gray-haired girl from Class C took it. They chose to keep it a secret for now. But suddenly, a massive fire erupted back at camp. Everyone desperately fought the flames. Arson is definitely no joke. They barely managed to put it out. But their only survival manual burned to ash. This suspicious fire pushed the girls past their breaking point. They viciously attacked the boys verbally. And just like that, the total class warfare exploded into pure chaos. It was an absolute disaster zone. But at the worst possible moment, the popular girl realized something chilling. The gray-haired girl was completely missing. That one sentence froze everyone in their tracks. We're about to find out why. Horikita already knew the spy was gone. Now burning with a fever, she is hunting the card thief entirely alone. Meanwhile, Aino Koji, the guy with zero presence, just stares up at the sky. Time to make his move. You and I are about to witness the ultimate deception strategy. Welcome to total psychological warfare. Faking your role is not enough. If the villain fakes their own defeat, they instantly drop all suspicion. And in this brutal wilderness exam, Class C's ruthless leader, Ryuan, is doing exactly that right this second. Class D just hit rock bottom. Their leader's keycard, the one thing keeping them in the game, was stolen. To make matters worse, someone torched their camp. And conveniently, the girl they rescued, Ibuki, she completely vanished. Horikita instantly pieces it together. Ibuki is the rat who stole her card. So she charges into the freezing rain. Fever or not, she vows to hunt Ibuki down and take it back. A classic game of cat and mouse. But when Horikita finally catches up, Ibuki is just standing there, waiting. She plays dumb at first, denies everything. She even tosses her bag over, acting like she has nothing to hide. But the second Horikita looks down, Ibuki launches a brutal sneak attack. Expulsion rules mean absolutely nothing to her. The fight turns incredibly violent. Heavy strikes and ruthless blocks flying everywhere. Neither of them is holding back. It is absolute chaos in the mud. Horikita's fever is destroying her stamina. She collapses, but her fierce pride refuses to let her stay down. Pushing past her limits, she throws one final, massive strike. A desperate attempt to knock Ibuki out cold. Ibuki finally drops the act. She admits she framed the other students and stole the leader card. But the fire? Not her. She only stalled this long to figure out who the real key players were. Horikita realizes something is terribly wrong here. But in that tiny moment of distraction, Ibuki delivers a brutal counter kick, knocking her out cold. She pulls a radio, confirming she secured the target. And the guy on the other end? The ruthless leader of Class A. When Horikita finally regains her senses, she wakes up inside a dark cave. Ibuki is long gone, and only Aino Koji is sitting quietly beside her. Realizing she just doomed her entire class to defeat, the crushing weight of failure completely shatters her pride. Burned out by guilt and a spiking fever, she passes out again. That is when Aino Koji steps up. He carries her straight to the teachers and forces her to medically withdraw. That night, Class D is devastated. Morale hits absolute zero. The stolen keycard plus a medical withdrawal means a massive 100-point penalty for them. For a class already scraping the bottom, this is a death sentence. They are looking at barely 50 points total. Their class rep completely shuts down. Meanwhile, The Class A leader is already celebrating his massive victory. Base captures, correctly guessing the other leaders, plus their starting score. He calculates a staggering 544 points, way ahead of Class B. Class C completely dropped out, and Class D is absolute trash, not even a threat. Class A thinks they have this in the bag. The final day arrives, but you know the ultimate anime rule. You and I both know a twist is coming, and it is going to be absolutely wild. Watch this. Ryuin, who supposedly quit and went back to the ship, he is standing right there on the beach. The Class A leader walks up to thank him for the intel that secured his score. But here is the truth. Ryuin made a secret alliance with Class A from day one, offering to leak the other leaders' identities. In exchange, Class A would pay them a monthly tax of 200 points forever. He then planted his spies. He sent his agents to infiltrate the other camps and steal their secrets, while his own class just partied hard. After blowing all their points, they faked a massive withdrawal. But now, Ryuin flashes a truly wicked smile. Because even his ally didn't know the real plan. Ryuin was playing four-dimensional chess this entire time. He pulled the fake death strategy. He stayed behind on the island entirely alone. Who would suspect a ghost? No one cares about a player who already quit. From the shadows, he controlled both his spies via radio. And get this. He secretly cut a deal with the rival faction inside Class A, the Queen's inner circle. They gave him the true identity of Class A's leader. The sick queen orchestrated this whole backstab from her bed. She set an elaborate trap to completely ruin her rival's reputation, taking total control of Class A for herself. Ryuin played everyone like absolute fools. He was the mastermind pulling the strings all along. A flawlessly executed, terrifying plan. Ryuin was dead. Certain Class C had this victory in the bag. But then, everyone's jaws hit the floor. The final moment of truth finally arrived. Nobody moved, the results are officially in. This is absolutely Ayano-Koji's god-tier moment. The deserted island survival exam results are finally dropping. While Ryuin waits to be crowned king after all his schemes, and everyone braces for their fate, something impossible happens. The final scores for the special island exam are officially tallied. Wait, what? The moment the final rankings were actually announced, Class B was stunned, Class C was paralyzed, and Class D, who somehow pulled off a massive comeback. Even they had absolutely no idea how they won. Meanwhile, our so-called genius Ryuin, completely shell-shocked. Beautiful. Hey bro, if you don't have the skills, don't try to hard carry. So, here's the million-dollar question. Their keycard was stolen, their leader exposed, and their tsundere female lead got sick and withdrew. After that brutal combo of disasters, how did Class D completely flip the script in a single night? You and I are about to uncover the real mastermind. But honestly, that's not the focus. The craziest part is pretty boy Konji. He literally gave up on day one, just chilled and somehow got a free win. Even I thought this guy had some master plan when he dropped out. Nope, absolutely zero. Right now, Horikita is just as confused as we are. She immediately confronts Ayano-Koji. And then boom. Time to witness Ayano-Koji's absolute genius. It turns out, the second he bumped into that Class C spy, Ibuki, he noticed the dirt on her hands and the suspicious marks. She was playing right into his hands. Did you think I was blind? I mean, he's our overpowered MC. So, in the dead of night, our top-tier protagonist checked the mark spot and found the walkie-talkie she buried. Once her spy status was confirmed, Ayano-Koji completely flipped the board. He started quietly helping the enemy spy pull off her own mission. First, he tricked Horikita into revealing the key card, exposing herself as the leader. Then, he sabotaged Ibuki's camera with water. This forced Ibuki to physically steal the card. He even bribed a teammate to dump mud right on Horikita's head. Why? To force Horikita to wash up alone, creating the perfect window for the theft. Later, he set a literal fire, just to let the spy escape in the chaos. Bro was basically carrying the enemy player to victory. But why? Helping the enemy steal your own base? Sounds like pure treason, right? Think again. Here comes the jaw-dropping plot twist that changes absolutely everything we thought we knew. Bam. The name on the real keycard? It was Ayano-Koji all along, according to the rules. You can't swap leaders without a valid medical reason, but our MC had this plan from day one. He used Horikita's illness, calculating exactly when she would collapse, and waited for the perfect second. After classes A and C got the fake intel, he dragged the former leader to the medic at the last possible moment. She was forced to withdraw. The rule was triggered, and boom, he became the brand new hidden leader. Classes A and C guessed Horikita, got it dead wrong, and lost massive points. Absolutely beautiful manipulation. You and I are about to see exactly how he scored explosive points for Class D. Even though he saw the bald guy holding Class A's card at their base, Ayanokoji knew it was a trap. I mean, just look at that haircut, the guy's a pro. He wouldn't just casually expose his card in broad daylight. There was only one logical answer. The real leader was the lackey standing right next to him. Guessing Class C's leader was even easier. It was the guy holding the other walkie-talkie, hiding on the island. Ryuan's hidden leader was exposed. By guessing both correctly, Class D instantly bagged an extra 100 points. As for their allies in Class B, Ayanokoji completely ignored them to keep their friendly alliance intact. He already knew Ryuan's spy in Class B would rat them out anyway, costing them their leader bonus. So all he had to do was sit back and watch the chaos unfold. This level of manipulation is just insane. Horikita was stunned, calling him terrifyingly brilliant. But Ayanokoji just calmly deflected the praise right back to her. He convinced everyone that she was the real mastermind, the ultimate shadow move. Absolutely flawless. He even used the class rep to make sure the tsundere got all the glory. He remains the invisible background character. But stick with me, Class C didn't leave completely empty-handed. Based on the alliance, Class A pays Class C 20,000 points monthly. He's nameless, but his power is absolutely insane. Ryuan swore he'd dig out Class D's mastermind. But Class C took the biggest hit. Scammed so hard, they'll be bleeding points until graduation. Meanwhile, our tsundere girl finally tracks Ayanokoji down again. She still doesn't understand why he always uses her as a meat shield. But after this semester's chaos, she finally respects him. But girl, you're way too naive. You and I are about to witness his legendary inner monologue. I have never once considered you an ally. Not you, not Kushida, not Hirata. All people in this world are nothing but tools to me. The process doesn't matter. As long as I win, that's everything. Absolutely beautiful. Truly the most ruthless guy in school, perfectly dodging every single romance flag like an anti-hero. Alright guys, Season 1 ends here. Want Season 2? Drop it in the comments. Stick with me, we're decoding Ayanokoji right now. Let's break down who this mastermind really is behind that blank face. At first, everyone thought this anime was just another basic high school harem. Instead, it turned into a psychological war. We got the divided Class A, the puppet master Class B, the dictator Class C, and the secretly controlled Class D. And the guy pulling the strings? Our main character, Kiyotaka Ayanokoji, the absolute god of manipulation. He has god-tier stats, but plays the fool just to hide his ruthless, calculating nature. It's impossible not to get hooked. Honestly, Ayanokoji was groomed for this since childhood. He was raised to be the ultimate political tool, masterminded by his terrifyingly strict father. Stripped of his rights, he was thrown into the White Room, a secret facility where he mastered martial arts, academics, and psychology. Things people spend lifetimes studying, he perfected in just 10 years. In the end, they turned him into an ultra-pragmatist. Simply put, he will sacrifice absolutely anyone to achieve his goals. But out of pure rebellion, he escaped. He enrolled in this elite high school, where power rules everything. Now, with stats that could dominate the campus, he purposely scored 50 on every test to hide in Class D. But fate had other plans. People were instantly itching for a fight, so he used our tsundere girl as a smokescreen and started pulling strings from the shadows. Like when Sudo was framed. Horikita looked like the hero, but Ayanokoji found all the clues. He fed her the evidence. And during the island survival exam, absolute mastermind behavior. He single-handedly carried the class, flipping the entire game overnight. Once again, he propped Horikita up as the leader, while he played the useless background character. Now all rival classes are targeting her instead. Poor girl. But honestly, in this show, a few people actually see through his act. First, the homeroom teacher, Chabashira. She noticed his moves early on, privately warning Horikita that Ayanokoji was the key to Class A. She knows what he is. Next is the student council president. After their brief fight, he was so impressed, he actually offered Ayanokoji a spot on the student council. But our low-key king casually rejected it. Oh, and there's one more, Ichinos from Class B. After Class D crushed the survival exam, she tried using her massive points to recruit him. But here's the thing you and I need to realize. To his classmates, he's invisible. But somehow he's an absolute magnet for the ladies. Girls are lining up left and right. First, the internet idol Sakura, totally falling for him. But to him, just another tool. Then Kushida, sweet on the outside, absolute psycho on the inside, practically throwing herself at him. But again, just a tool. And finally, our favorite tsundere girl, always denying it, but secretly getting flustered. Honestly, shipping them is just too easy at this point. But he straight up calls her a tool. Seriously, is our guy allergic to girls? He perfectly dodges every single romance trope. But then, I started season 2. And his love life. The wildest plot twist ever. Absolutely mind-blowing. A pairing nobody saw coming. So who is the only girl our MC actually claims? Who is it? Would you believe it is this blonde girl with barely any screen time? She is the true official heroine. Wait, what about the main tsundere girl? Major spoiler warning. If you hate spoilers, look away. Yes, it is Kei Karuizawa. An incredibly average, totally overlooked girl, yet she completely defeats the elite Horikita. She wiped out the harem. Kei totally dominated the top heroine charts for ages. Let's break this down together. How did she win over our mastermind and become the main girl? Honestly, in season 1, nobody really liked Kei. She debuted as the class rep's girlfriend. Sure, her grades were totally below average, but thanks to her outgoing vibe, that bold persona put her right at the center of the Class D girls. When Pseudo was framed, everyone else avoided Pseudo like the plague. But Kei actually stepped up to help out. She rallied all the girls to support him. Then came the brutal island survival exam. Facing that horrific outdoor toilet, she wanted to spend points for a portable one. But when the guys strictly refused, she swallowed her pride and agreed for the team. That was Ayanokoji's first impression of her. She had serious influence. Then season 2 drops. Finals ended. The school immediately launched a crazy new exam on a cruise ship. Find the VIP. Basically, a wild game of mafia. And by some crazy twist, Ayanokoji and Kei were placed in the same group. The ultimate ship was setting sail. Kei's era as female lead begins. But at their first meeting, she moved her chair away. She complained endlessly about being grouped with the nerds. Fans called her totally toxic. But the toxicity makes the payoff sweeter. Early on, Kei clashed with the Class C girls. Ayanokoji caught them. And shockingly, the always tough Kei suddenly crumbled while being bullied. She looked utterly terrified, trembling, totally frozen in fear while they snapped photos. That fierce exterior was entirely fake. Seeing her pitiful side instantly triggered Ayanokoji's suspicion. It sparked his dark obsession to observe her. What exactly happened in her past? What could leave such massive trauma? After watching closely and chatting with Harada, Ayanokoji figured out her two-faced secret. But unlike Kushida, beneath her cheerful mask, Kei hid a horrific history of bullying. Her defense mechanism? Latching onto someone powerful to survive. A literal parasite mentality. Absolutely brutal. That tragic flaw? It made Ayanokoji realize she would be the perfect new tool. Cue his ruthless manipulation. After setting a trap, he cornered Kei at her lowest point. He dropped the ordinary act. He showed his terrifying darkness, securing blackmail against the bullies. He saved Kei, but proved he could destroy her fake reputation in an instant. He offered absolute protection. It looked like a hero rescue, but he showed zero mercy. Yet beneath those cold words, they shared a strange mutual darkness. After this insane move, Kei surrendered instantly. I mean, an aggressive rescue like that? Who could resist? She desperately needed a protector. He needed a loyal pawn, a perfect match. They formed a twisted partnership. And when he called her by her first name, pure chills. He successfully turned Kei into his ultimate weapon, and casually made her his secret girlfriend. From that day forward, Kei became an entirely unique existence in the series. Plenty of people know Ayanokoji is smart, but she knows how terrifying he truly is. And you and I both know, she is the only one who follows his absolute orders. Later, even when facing absolute terror from Ryuen, she refuses to sell our MC out. Now that's top-tier loyalty. Plus, the original novels confirm these two officially crossed that adult line together. You know exactly what I mean. But wait, whatever happened to the whole lone wolf mastermind vibe? Aside from the Ice Queen, there's also the childhood friend. Or the sweet 8-year backstory. Hey, this is just my own fanboy take. I welcome all you other shippers. Drop your favorite girl in the comments below.